Okay, we're live and stuff. We're just gonna talk. Well, if anybody's watching, how dare you? Uh, how dare you look into our homes like this, creepers? Well,
Every time we do this, I look at your games and I'm like, what do you have that I don't have up there?
and what have I not played? I have like probably a
Mm.
third of that stuff I have not played. That's the crazy part. Okay, let me get out of this mode here so I can see faces. I can see these lovely faces. So we're gonna just do a little community catch up and talk about stuff. So we might have a couple people popping in here from our Time to Tabletop, Pull Up a Chair, local gaming community. And this might be a repeating brainchild of Michelle here. So
Uh-oh.
well, we had such a good. I mean, there's a few of us just had such a good time doing the Pull Up a Chair tribute stream that we're like, screw this. Let's do this more often.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's instead of just chatting with everybody, let's chat with everybody and let people watch us. There's some. I don't
That
know
sounds
what
like
that
a
is.
terrible idea.
That's voyeurism, I think. So I don't know what that is.
We better come
So
up with something good then.
no, I just go with it and see what the hell happens. That's my life. But yeah, welcome everyone. I'll give a couple intros to you guys, and I'll kind of pass it off to you guys because there's a couple announcements I would like to make for sure. But I'd like to wait and see what you guys got going on and what we're doing. And yes, I always put myself in widescreen so you can always see these as I move my hands a lot. So, let's go around the horn.
Now it's getting creepy.
Is that what they say? Round the horn. So I want to give an introduction here of the three people that are in the room. For sure, Mariah. Well, she happens to be my daughter, and happens to be a killer human being, and just happens to be the social media specialist for Time to Tabletop. So, all those silly, fun tweets and grams and Facebook posts and stuff, they've been coming from her primarily. So, hi, Mariah.
Hello.
And then we'll get back to you. You're not off the hook. And then sitting next to her, stage, well, that's stage left, would be who? Sarah. It says her name right next to her too. That's cool. Sarah, she just happens to be my wife. She happens to be an amazing human being, and also is the Pull Up a Chair Foundation secretary. So part of the community, big part of the community. And you're not off the hook yet either. And then Michelle, just a stellar person all around, active community member when it comes to playing D&D. And she just happens to also be a Pull Up a Chair Foundation member of the board. So kind of a good community going on here. So I don't know what we want to talk about. Michelle, what have you been up to? I know you've got this cool, like, when you moved for a second before we went live, and my wife and my daughter, they both go, ooh, cool chair. So you've been setting up kind of your studio there. So how's that been working out for you? For reals?
That's a good question. Thanks to your constant tech support over text message, it's been, winging it a little bit. I just thought, what kind of filmmaker am I if I don't add a little pizzazz to my background when I have to do Zoom calls, even with teachers? No, it's been going good. I started out kind of small, got the chair. I figured, if I'm going to have to work from home for God knows how long, then I might as well sit comfortably. It helps my back and my posture way better than the IKEA stool that I had before. So I think that's a good thing. Yes, and then just building slowly, trying to realize that I'm going to be working from home for quite a while. I produce commercials for a living, and so I'm about to produce a commercial in May, all from my chair somehow, which will be the first time I've ever done something like that. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I'm just making my space very whole and very, comfortable so that I can still do my job somehow.
Well, it's super rad because I've seen like some of your Instagram posts and some of those deals, and yeah, you're getting tech support from this guy who I electrical tape stuff. That's how I set stuff up.
I have that right over here.
But slowly over the last few years, there's less electrical tape. No joke.
Yeah.
There's less. There's still quite a bit behind the scenes here, but we
More
started
brackets,
with a lot.
less tape. Yeah.
Now it's clamps and actual stuff that's supposed to hold up lighting.
Yeah.
It's getting better, but it looks gorgeous. Like the stuff you've been working on and everything behind you, and it's just a great angle. I mean, you do know what you're doing, so.
Well,
Yeah.
I mess with it for hours ahead of time, and I'm like, wait, is that in the right place? I don't want to be completely on center. My OCD comes out for real. My whole family's like, what is she
I feel
doing
you.
in there? It's still,
I totally
yeah.
feel you. My biggest obsession is right before we started this call was the stupid little power strip that's showing up down here. I was like, I went back there and tried to kick it in there, and I was like, screw it, we're going live. That happened right before we started. Let me grab Riza. She's in the
Riza.
waiting room. She's hopping in here.
Sweet. There she is.
Hello.
Hello.
We are all here.
It's our essential worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we.
Literally,
That's
yeah.
true. That is her. So we just went around the horn and introduced everyone.
Wow.
And Michelle went a little bit talking about her badass studio there that she's
Yeah.
working on and
Great
working from
shirt,
home.
Everything.
But if anybody's watching here, which there are a few people watching out there in
I see Sean.
internet
Hi, Sean.
internet land.
Hi, Sean.
What up, dude? Haven't seen that man in forever. Sean, love you, man. Where you been? You haven't come over since what?
probably
Since
at
the
his house.
podcast. Since the
Yeah,
podcast.
exactly. We played last week. I got to see him.
We need to get him on here. We'll get you on here just to talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, we should.
But introductions out there to the world if you're watching. This is Riza here. Again, we don't do anything without amazing human beings being part of this community. But she's our captain of the party here at Time to Tabletop for our local events that we do, and our event / event organizer, which is the same thing, but captain of the party is way more badass.
Yeah.
So we just make it that way. But this is Riza here, and we're gonna check back in with you in a moment because we're gonna
Yeah.
put a couple of the other people on the spot.
Good.
I introduced them, but they have to actually say something.
Oh, I know.
I mean, babe, I love you, but you can't just say, "Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm gorgeous."
Oh,
You got to say more than that. You have to say more than that.
Hello.
Hello.
Your turn.
Alrighty.
You go first.
See, this is why I didn't want you having the same camera. They're in the lovely
about?
studio across the hall. What have you been up to? I know I was kind of messing with you, giving
How
the
have you been
dead
spending
space.
your quarantine?
A lot of exercising.
Yes.
Me too.
I feel
yeah.
bad for my family. Some days are like hour and a half. But
Yeah.
they've been troopers. It's been good.
I got a new bruise.
Working, baking.
Got a new
yeah.
bruise from her. A new bruise. Look.
Oh, a bruise.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were showing me your muscles.
No, a
You
new bruise.
look exceptionally white.
yeah,
Like
that's
more
good.
than
And
normal. It's
I
like
want to
pale.
I want to say it's because of the lighting, but it's not.
No.
It's not. It's not the lighting. No,
What-
go
You
ahead.
do like a 30-day yoga, or
No, we've been doing Orange Theory at home.
Oh, cool.
And so we'll do every other day. So we'll do 2 videos on the days that we do exercise. And some of them are it's like a lot of cardio. Like today was a lot of leg stuff. so I feel bad for tomorrow.
That sounds terrible.
But it's good.
Yeah, good.
I mean, she's been working on her patience. I mean, she puts up with me.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I started jiu-jitsu with Scooter. That's interesting.
Yeah.
How are you? You guys are both doing jujitsu from home?
3 times a week, there's a solo jiu-jitsu class that I take, and I built a dummy
Oh.
out of like tight-fitting clothes and a gi and I beat him up first class, and then I get to beat up Sarah the second class of the day. So 3 times a week she joins in. So yeah, she's been a huge blessing when it comes to that. Oh my God. But also you've been working from home. I mean, how's when it comes to like the way the conditions have been going, because I know, Michelle, you're talking about producing that commercial from home.
Yeah.
What has a lot changed for you, Sarah, from home? I mean, I know all the answers, but say it out loud.
I haven't seen the ocean in like 3 months, and that hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
I was going to San Diego once a month, so that kind of sucks. But it's different working from home all the time versus like summertime. People don't really respect the door being closed. They just assume that means they just need to knock and then can enter, or just talk whenever. That's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's say that sounds like a scary.
Yeah, that's definitely
That's
me.
the guilty party, huh?
He's like, I have 80 things to tell you. I'm like, I am in the middle of something like right now. I need you to just take 2 seconds. But I mean, it's adapting. It's fine.
But I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't
We're
killed
all
each other.
flexible.
We haven't even thought about it. I hope. Well, I don't know. I haven't checked in lately.
The kids.
Um,
Love each other. Oh.
yeah.
One more cookie goes missing.
Oh my God.
Mariah might lose it.
Seriously, or if the ice cream disappears any faster, Mariah's
Yes.
gonna shank someone.
Yes.
I swear, which is great because then I got somebody to take care of my little work. It was like, you take care of that one for me. No, but when it comes to kind of working from home, things have definitely changed for all of us. But we've got some good fun stuff in. I mean, keeping ourselves busy and reaching out to people. I know that Sarah and I have been making sure that we're reaching out and getting our family and friends together as much as possible on calls like this. So I think that's kind of a big thing. What we're doing here is, get people together and give a little shout out because Jim just popped in. He's the midlife crisis guy in the Twitch chat. So, hey, Jim. What up, dude? Haven't seen you in forever either. It's usually when life has hit us pretty hard, Jim and I go have a beer somewhere and chill out. But we haven't been able to do that lately. So, what up, dude? So I think we move on to the next, unless Sarah's got. I think you have a dissertation to tell us, don't you? I mean, you have something planned out, a speech.
That'd be a no.
Oh, okay.
Solid no.
So, our next amazing human being that's in the room, let's hear from her. What in the world, Mariah, have you been up to?
I do school all morning, and then I take a nap, and then I play Fortnite with my cousins like the rest of the day.
But that's not a
All
joke.
day.
Like, she makes sure to get up like really early, so she's done with school by like noon or 1. Like,
Oh wow.
then she'll take a nap, and then she's logging into Fortnite, and yeah, she's still getting the chores done. I mean, it's been actually really good. They work together very well, so
That helps.
we have our moments, of course, but I think as a whole, we're all still here, and I only have 1 bruise, so I'm not getting beat up too bad, I guess. So yeah, that's all. That's us as a family in a nutshell. What about work, Mariah? What have you been doing?
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
work on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 4, and I just make sure everything's ready for Instagram and Facebook from time to time.
Yeah, so those cute little things, very minimum bumps along the road there. It's really nice. She's kind of killing it. So even the little cute announcement about today was on Instagram. I was like, I didn't even know she was announcing it. I'll be straight up. And it popped up. I was like, that's right. So that was pretty rad to see that and to see those things kind of go on. And she's doing a very, very good job. And that's not, I've told her the back end too, is like, she's doing very well. Because it's a hard job. Man, social media. Good Lord.
Keeping up with it.
Good God.
Yeah.
Ooh, the cool thing is, this is what I feel is like the cool thing is we're getting certain amount of trolls. So either we're almost making it, or everybody is in isolation and super bored. So I don't know which one it is.
Jury's out on that one.
Yeah. So I don't know which one it is, but we are getting like, I have to go in and delete some stuff every day on different things.
That's pretty cool. I mean, not, but it's also like, wow.
I was like, somebody took the time to troll us.
We've arrived.
And there were like, there are even some rude comments on our videos. So I'm like, you watched the video. I was like, you're kind of a dick about it, but I have to delete your comment. But you watched the video because you commented something specific. And I was like, okay, so maybe a dick, but at least just lurk, okay? Just don't comment.
Yeah.
Keep that to yourself.
Message out there.
Yeah, I did that today, and I'll have a little bit about that here in a moment about what Time Tabletop's up to. But essential worker Riza, oh my God,
Captain, my captain.
Seriously, what is going on?
Well, that's why I was late. I set my alarm because I took a nap. Guess who didn't hear the alarm?
Naps are important.
Yeah, working, school, napping, drinking. Very exciting. Yeah, everyone's just like, yeah, I've been doing all this stuff, and I'm just like, well, I'm like, a lot of beer. So. Yeah, that's it. Hang out with my cats.
Birthday cat?
Wish I could be
Is that
more
your birthday
excited.
cat?
Oh yeah, my birthday cat is laying on the floor over there. She just turned 3.
Yeah.
Don't have kids, but I got cats.
Those are kids, man.
Same
Don't sell them short that way. So anything new you've been doing? Like, I know napping. I like to take naps now that I can, and day
anything,
drinking. That's kind of nice.
Lots more day drinking. I don't know if I've been really doing anything new. I'm just doing the same stuff because I just don't go out. Still go to work. Still do school.
Do you still have like a lot of people at the store? Tons of people?
Not as many as we did because because we require everybody to wear a mask when they're in the store.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still the amount of people where you kind of go, really? Sometimes, like some days it's not as busy. The other days you're like, you should go home. Yeah.
Every time I'm out, I'm like, what? Why is everybody out? It's always like, well, I guess they decided that today was the grocery store day or whatever. So it feels like there's the same amount of people out. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know.
And there's never a consistent day. It's always, I guess this is this way this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wish I could be like, oh yeah, I'm doing all this cool. I'm not.
Well, no, you gotta work. That's a good thing.
But I think that is good. I was like, realistically, if you look at what we're doing as human beings, we're adapting. So things aren't really changing per se, but we're adapting to them. So I think there's a lot of people getting frustrated, a lot of people like whatever on both ends. And as people get divided more, I was like, well, we need to be there. So let's hang out, play some games, watch some, there's tons of stuff to binge on. I think we've caught up and finished Netflix.
Like all of Netflix.
I feel like we've finished Netflix. It's like Netflix is now over. We're waiting for the next season. I don't know. It really, like, there's some shows you're just like, how did we get through that in a day? And we're still working too. Like, Sarah and I are still decently working, doing quite a few meetings. I am through Zoom and through other platforms, you know, and then picked up still doing our martial arts, but we're doing it virtually. So it's not the same by any means, and it's definitely not as good, but it's still there. So we still have some opportunities to grow and still be community. So a little bit about what's going on here. When it comes to Time to Tabletop, pull up a chair. YouTube. I'm doing some house cleaning on YouTube. So our YouTube channel, I'm trying to get our Generation Shadow playlists together. So I have season 1 and arc 1 and arc 2 of Generation Shadow are available. 1 through, how many episodes were there? 12 between the 2 arcs. So there's 12 episodes there in a nice, concise, watch them in order. And because we're on our 9th arc right now, so my challenge is to make sure that we have that full playlist up there for our current show. We want to make sure that it's up there. But the cool part is now if you want to go to youtube.com/time to tabletop, we have an actual Time to Tabletop like URL on YouTube.
Wow.
And that's not it. They don't give that to you on YouTube. You have to, you have to
earn it.
earn certain things. So, and the certain things, it's not a huge criteria, but you have to be around for a while. You have to have a certain amount of content on there, and then you have to have like 100 legitimate subscribers. And we hit, Sarah's laughing about legitimate. And hopefully you're not listening Bob YouTube. Who does YouTube? I don't even know. Bob YouTube. Because Mariah put us from 99 to 101 because she has 2 accounts. So she put us over the edge. What? Also, my son and everything.
So
Yeah.
now you're over.
So, which is good. But we fit all the other criteria. We had a ton of content on there. We had, of course, our social media links and websites and everything ready to go. And we finally went over 100 subscribers. So now, who'd have thunk that this would happen? So
Legit.
cool thing about that is everywhere you go now, there's a way to get Time to Tabletop. From Instagram to Facebook to Twitter to Periscope to whatever, it's /Time to Tabletop. And it's been bothering me for about a year, and I revisited YouTube because I kind of gave up on it like months ago, and I was like, fine, we'll live stream to it, have fun. Like 6 months ago, I was like, yeah, we'll live stream to it. And then I checked back in, and we were like 96 subscribers. I was like, oh, okay, other people are checking out our YouTube channel. So that was a kind of a cool thing that literally just happened today. So youtube.com/time to tabletop is now a thing.
Now you're on all the things. All of them.
Yeah, well, it seems like it. I mean, talk about a tabletop horror. I'll tell you, we're on all of the things.
All of the things.
I'm not saying it in a bad way. No, we
No,
don't.
not all.
We don't shame anyone for anything, but I was just saying that is a good definition of it. So we're all over the place.
Literally.
Yeah, we are. So that's one small announcement that we have there. And also, there's some cool things that are kind of going on behind the scenes. I know that there's some people reaching out to me wanting to do more broadcasting of role-playing games and stuff through our channel. So if you're reaching out to us to do that, just be patient with us because we're trying to concentrate on a couple things in 2020. Our big concentration this year is our education department. We really need to concentrate on that because that's why we're founded, why we're here. We're making sure that these kids are still getting reached out to, and a great member of our community, Michael Panish, is still doing some stuff for his school. He's still doing an after-school D&D program via Zoom. So that's super rad. He's still doing that for the kids. But we want to concentrate on that. So our scheduling's a little bit up in the air, and we're working on it. But the cool announcement is we are launching very, very, very soon our podcast network. We have a Pull Up a Chair podcast network that is launching probably within the next 30 to 45 days. And we are launching with 4, count them, 4, almost put my thumb up. Because a thumb is not a finger. 1, 2, 3, 4 with 4 actual full podcasts. So stay tuned for that. Some of them is about just people being silly. I think they all kind of are. But one's very D&D based. One is ours, of course, Off the Dice, Rise and I's podcast that we do. And then there's a couple out there too. Rad Theater, that's the one that's the D&D based. And there are some names for the new podcast. And I'll give a little teaser while you're watching, if you're watching. The other one is Drink Something, Say Something. So we have some local beer, not just beer enthusiasts, but beer brewers, people that are in the industry. They are going to be putting together a podcast very soon. It's already in the works to put that out there under the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. So that's amazing. And the other one is, I think, how did she put it? How's that working out for you? That's the name of the podcast. So it's a couple people that have known each other for a long time, and they give each other advice on life. And then they revisit it the next episode and go, how'd that work out for you? And it's kind of cute. It's going to be very funny. And we should have some episodes dropping within the next probably 30 days. And the cool thing is the host of that one is our own editor of Off the Dice. So Valerie will be there. I was hoping she could join us tonight. But she had some other things going on. So those official announcements will be coming very, very soon. So be patient if we haven't reached out to you about scheduling certain other streams and other things that we're doing, because that's kind of our focus right now, is our education, keeping in touch with our community, and making sure that people are getting an outlet. That's kind of our big push. So that's my little stint as being a human being. I'm just drinking a YOLO beer because we work with them quite a bit, and we have a little 5-gallon keg in the garage there. So that's very nice.
Of YOLO and New Glory?
No, we went through the New Glory one. That didn't take long. And the second one from YOLO, Sarah said, you got to pace yourself. I was like, but there's so much there. But it does run out.
But it's so delicious.
It does run out.
That's going to be me tomorrow. I'm going to go pick up my 5-gallon from New Glory.
I know, I need to order. I keep saying I need to order one, and I haven't. What flavors do they have right now?
New Glory?
Yeah.
Check their website.
No, well, not only that, if you order on Wednesdays, and if you're watching and you're in the Sacramento area and you want something from New Glory, if you put in an order, was it Wednesday by 6?
By 10 p.m., right?
Oh, it's by 10 p.m. Oh, dang. Wednesday by 10 p.m., they'll have that keg ready for you on Friday as long as they have it on tap. So you can kind of pre-order and go get it. Now, they have stuff you can just go get. That's listed on the website, too. Mm-hmm. YOLO, as long as they have it on tap, he had mine next day. So as long as they have it on tap, they usually fill them the next morning. So they're usually ready by 3 o'clock the following day at YOLO.
They'll also deliver. They deliver, do they not?
I don't know.
Not kegs.
But cans will deliver.
Cans for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Correct. If you're in a certain distance, I believe.
Yeah. I just like going down there and 6 feet away going, hi guys.
I can't wait to see Mark tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, hi.
Missing the good times. Yeah.
that's kind of the thing is like I've seen a couple of these guys in person from a distance, of course, but because that we kind of like at least going in and waving, and yeah, so been trying to keep in touch with people. I know that Valerie and I have chatted a little bit. She dropped off a set of cloth masks for us at the front door one day that she did homemade. She made a homemade bunch of masks and stuff and dropped them off, and that was super cute to wave to her through the window. Hi, thank you. So that was super fun. And I know that you got didn't you get a mini delivered to you, Michelle?
A what?
A mini?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, one of my DMs, not Sean, who's watching us, but our other DM, Rodney, he paints minis. He and his wife, Laura, both paint minis, and I had one last mini to be painted, and so I dressed up like a thief and put it in a brown paper sack and went to the door and dropped it off in like a spy and took a picture and sent it to him on Discord, and then like a week later he and his wife came over and doorbell ditched me and left the painted mini on my porch. so
cute.
But yeah, so we had a lovely conversation from 10 feet away or so, which is
I know.
so sad. But
Well,
so it is.
I think the amazing thing that I'm seeing in the community is the creativity in how to keep in touch. Because Mariah, what are you doing? Like when you're playing Fortnite, your young little cousin, you're playing Fortnite. How are you communicating with this little guy? How old is he? How old is Alex?
I think he's 3. No.
He'll be 5 this
Oh,
year.
he's 4.
Yeah,
He's 4
dummy.
playing Fortnite?
Solid.
Dang.
Well, he's not really playing, but so how are you doing that though, Mariah?
Well, I'm FaceTiming him, and I'm basically just telling him, run faster and don't shoot people. Yeah.
That's pretty good. It works out, man.
It's great. I mean, it's great to hear. I was like, it's super annoying because as soon as they're done with the game and they hang up, he calls right back. So that's a little annoying. But realistically, I was like, he just misses his cousins. It was like, we used to be down there at least once a month, I think, to go visit, and now he's like, Mariah. And all I can hear is, here's what I hear from Mariah. Is in the other room I hear, are you shooting? They're gonna know where you're at. Stop shooting.
Mariah, what's your Fortnite technique? How do you last through the game, and have you gotten a dub?
Yeah, I won a lot of times. We won 3 times in a row yesterday, I think. But
Really?
my technique, yeah.
Playing duos? Duos or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Duos.
Nice.
I don't like playing solos. It scares me. I don't know why. But my technique is to land first and then kill everybody first.
Really?
Solid technique.
I'm impressed. My technique was always to hide until the end and then hope that I got a win at the end by maybe the last person getting killed in the storm. That was my technique. It worked sometimes. Your technique is way more skill-based. Mine is fear-based.
Yeah, Mariah's more aggro.
Yeah.
She really
took it out
is.
in Fortnite.
Yeah, that's why she hasn't killed us yet. I used to sleep with one eye open. And I was like, oh, if she's played Fortnite today, I was like, oh, I'm good.
It's
I'm
good.
good. She's not gonna punch me in my sleep. No,
That's awesome.
I'm just playing, kiddo. We love you for it. What about you, Riza? Are you guys playing Final Fantasy or anything?
I wasn't playing. I was watching them play it. They already beat it. They're playing the new Resident Evil 2 right now.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Shit's crazy. But we did for date night play beer pong last.
I did. I saw that. That's awesome.
It was
Who won?
me.
Not surprised.
It was me.
So,
Yeah.
what's your beer pong technique?
I laser shot. I just kind of hope for the best.
Well, obviously it's
No,
working for
no
you.
real technique, just alcohol.
That's awesome.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, you know.
We could do beer pong over Zoom.
I think we
Huh?
could.
We could figure out a
Yeah.
way to do beer pong over Zoom, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We could do
Or a
that.
drinking game over Zoom.
Yeah.
I think you could do. I mean, realistically, here, if we were doing it, you just as I'm shooting, that would just be water. Otherwise, that's a waste. But if I make it, you have to drink that same cup on your
Right.
end.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
We could do that next stream.
Well,
Come up
that was
with
our
an
next
idea.
thought. It's like, do you guys want? I mean, when we do this, I don't know if we haven't even figured out if we're going to do consistent stuff. Sarah, Mariah, Michelle, Riza, do you guys have any
Depending
ideas
on
of
the day, I'm down.
play what games? I mean,
I would love to play Jackbox. I love Jackbox.
that's easy.
Play
That
what?
Jackbox?
What's that?
the Jackbox games. Yeah. Well, we played Quiplash with my older daughter Bailey and her husband, and it was a blast. We played just one night before dinner. We just all got together and played on Zoom, and it's not. I made it more difficult than it should have been, but you screen share.
Sounds about right.
Well, I was just like, but I can't see their faces big enough. Blah blah. That's just who I am. But you just screen share, and you if you have two screens. I mean, that's the easiest way to do it. Two screens, and you just screen share the second screen that's playing Jackbox games, and share the sound. They're hearing the sound and everything at the same time. So it worked out really well.
Michelle, Jackbox is basically a game that you play on your cell phone.
Uh-huh.
And it's answering questions or making silly answers. And there's a bunch of different game types.
Okay.
It's really fun.
Like genre types or like
I don't know how to explain it.
They're
It's-
very random answer. Like you have to
Yeah.
you have to put in your own answer, and then people vote kind of thing. It's decently.
sounds like Cards Against Humanity.
It's very very
Or appropriate?
basic. Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Sorry,
you can
Mariah.
you can turn on the adult filter, to which you can. There's an adult filter, but the thing is like you get to write in your answers, so
Okay.
you can't filter what people write in. So
Right.
it can go a little bit PG-13 to R, but it's not like, I mean, come on. My kids played it. It wasn't.
Yeah.
We need to get over
It's-
ourselves.
It's just very silly, random nonsense.
Okay.
Did you ever play?
Do
Did you ever play? You don't know Jack? I don't know Jack. Back in
Yeah.
the day, it's same company, same
Oh, okay,
stupid
okay.
humor.
okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can play that.
They just make it more into a party game to where your controller is your phone
Yeah.
Okay.
on any Wi-Fi. So that's why you can play with anybody across the world. So it's kind of cool.
We should do that.
Yeah, I'm down with that. There's a few.
Sean would play. Sean would
Todd?
play.
Sweet. I have the second pack and then 6 because 2 had what's it called Quiplash, so we played some Quiplash, and then the 6th one I haven't even played any of it. So, but it's stupid fun, and we'll figure out how to broadcast it if you want, and
Let's do it.
maybe
do
we'll
it
figure out
next
the
week.
beer
Sean
pong
said-
thing.
Sean said,
Yeah,
oh,
I see
hell
that.
Yeah, so he's in.
Heck yeah, dude, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can get. I think there's 8 players. You can get up to 8 players on it. So,
Mm-hmm.
so
Cool. As long as we all got the bandwidth.
Yep.
So, besides Generation Shadow, that's the only game that Time to Tabletop broadcast, right? Is that right?
at this time,
Right.
yes, there was a time where we broadcast quite a few more, but they were kind of like they had a beginning and an end, and we had some other things that we were working on to go with. But again, that's when our education department were like, "Oh, we're actually teaching in 2 schools. We need to chill out." But now, since there's other people that want to do it from home, there's some people that have been contacting me about going through Time to Tabletop to broadcast some new stuff. So we're coming up with some kind of some basic rules in the sense of like when you can and can't broadcast, how long you can broadcast. Because if anybody knows anybody in the gaming industry, if you ever played RPGs, they'll sit there for 8 hours straight and
Yeah.
play a game. Well, that means I have to sit here for 8 hours straight and stare at somebody playing a game. I'm like, no, we're still working. So,
Is there an auto run on Twitch or something?
well, I mean, it can be done.
Yeah.
The problem is if something goes wrong and I'm not there, it's
Then,
just
yeah.
going to be wrong, and there's no way to fix it. So we're offering that to people to broadcast and to help them get their own stuff set up. But then we're also working with some of the community members to maybe broadcast on our channel so that they can kind of play a game. And it's just kind of we're setting out the rules. If anybody's watching and want to do a stint of games, the basic rule is it's got to be 2 hours at a time on an evening that we're not already doing something. And then we kind of have to have a premise and like, how long is this going to last? Is this something you're planning on doing for the next 5 years? Is it a 3-month kind of thing? I was like, we just got to make sure that we're doing that so that we can also, do our real jobs. Not that Time to Tabletop is not my real job, but like the income part of Time to Tabletop.
I know by the time quarantine's over, I'm going to be so used to just this, I'm not going to want to go back to work.
Because you're Gen X. I mean, let's be real.
Yes.
We know how to sit in the basement and play a video game for 3 days
Yes.
straight. That's
Yes,
what
we-
that's what we know.
Yes. And you. But you're not Gen X. But you're close.
Then Mariah does, but she's talking to people and yelling at them the whole time.
Do you yell?
Yelling
Do you yell at them?
Yeah.
at
Even though they can't hear me, but still.
Oh, gotcha.
counts here, man.
It makes you feel better. I get it.
Yeah.
I do too when I play Call of Duty.
Seriously, I've been playing a couple little games, but the Stranger Things 3 little, I think it's a 16-bit on Steam. Oh, no, it was on
really?
Microsoft. It was the when you have the Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's free with the Game Pass. It's included in the Game Pass, and it's just Stranger Things 3, and it's built in like the 80s, pixelated. I think 16-bit
That's pretty cool.
kind of choice oriented, and it was I was playing a little bit of that, and then Recore came up on there, and that was a decent game. So I've been playing whatever is coming, including it in my memberships,
Yeah.
because this
Solid.
season everybody's kind of with the season that we're in life, people are giving stuff away a little bit more for free for at home
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll take it, and I play it. So what do you are you playing anything at all, Riza, or you watching?
I'm playing League of Legends. I've been going back through. I always play that though. I've been going back through my Steam games and seeing if there's any games that I haven't played there in a long time. I played through Plants vs Zombies.
Nice.
That's always a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Just going through all those games. Trying to finish games.
Yeah. Those long ones like Assassin's Creed, I start and I've finished a lot of them, but like the last couple, I'm like, I just didn't finish.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's what I need to go back through and just finish games because they're just kind of like life got in the way and I forgot to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't finished half the games that I start. So,
Yeah.
look, Valerie's actually here, so she found some free time. So let's say hi to her for a little bit before we, let's make sure and give her time and see what's going on. See if she can pop in here. Boom shakalaka. Yeah, video games are something I need in my life.
There she is. There she is.
I see.
Man, I got to come up with a better selfie portrait for mine.
There she is.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello. Okay, she's connected. Hold on. Give her a second.
Good, you're good. You hear
It's
our
coming.
excitement.
It's coming. It's coming.
Connecting. Wait for
Connecting.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, we need hold music.
There's a little bit of music playing in the background.
Oh, is there? Oh, see, I don't know.
For the broadcast part.
Gotcha.
So that people they can't hear stupid sounds that I'm doing in the background. How about let's think about those.
Your pin clicking.
My pink. I was clicking it earlier and I set it down. Because I've been trying to do more manual notes instead of typing them and printing them. Because I was telling Valerie the other day, I'm putting them into a Google Doc and then I forget about it. And I was like, well, that's dumb. So I'm in writing them out, and as I do them, then I put them in the Google Doc like they've been completed. I was like, oh, that's probably best. Valerie, you here?
You there?
I can always turn my background into pancakes, but it'll turn my face.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you, Val.
Oh. We can't hear you. Technical difficulties.
Zoom.
Kitty.
Oh, she can hear us.
Oh.
She can hear us, she said.
Aw, sad day. Well, we were talking about you just a little while ago. All the amazing things, and gave you a good intro. No, it wasn't that good because I wrote it.
It's telling us you're connecting to audio for some reason.
Yeah.
Why?
It's bumbling out on you.
This is one of the many issues with Zoom, right?
Well, it's
I mean, any of them.
any of these have
Not
these
knocking Zoom.
security issues, security protocols, and yeah, I mean, you heard about that, right? With everybody doing distance learning, like people hopping into classrooms and
Oh, yes, with some inappropriate moments I've heard. Yes.
fingers
And then-
flailing and
The teachers got smart and put passwords on everything. And did you lock the meeting? Did you lock our meeting?
yeah, and it's one of those things so Zoom automatically just said redid the system and said we are default you have to have a password, and default there's a waiting room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you accept people in.
Yeah, I had a couple people in my waiting room the other day for a meeting. I was like, I don't know who that is.
I don't think
It's like,
you're
no
supposed to be at
thanks.
this meeting.
I don't know, it was something like Slick Boy or something. I was like, okay.
You should have just invited him in and be like, yeah, Slick Boy, come on. Let's go party, Slick
It
Boy.
was Slick Boy. I think
Everyone
it was-
is welcome.
I think it was Mariah, and she just quickly changed her name. It's like, oh, I'm Mariah.
She's the troll.
Yeah, she's the one on Fortnite. She's like, I don't want people to know who I am, so I'm Slick Boy. Yeah.
Yes. Hell yeah, Slick Boy. Love it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I've been catching up on a couple of my video games, but I feel like I feel
PS4?
I play mostly on my PC now. That the PC is up to par because we've been doing broadcasting from it. But there are Xbox games most of the time.
Yeah.
But Xbox, we have a Switch, and then PC. We're gonna try and get Valerie in here again.
Alrighty.
After all this,
Oh. Oh. Oh.
we're all like, "Oh my gosh, our special guest Valerie, is she gonna make it?" We're all rooting for you, Valerie.
Can't hear you. No.
No audio. So yeah, well, thank you so much, Jim. Thanks for subscribing.
Awesome, Jim.
Yeah.
You're the man. This is the fourth month he's done that. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
that's a big deal because huge supporter. I'll tell you right now, if there's anybody that's out there that's just not just my friend, but a huge supporter of what we do in the community when it comes to Pull Up a Chair Foundation, when it comes to Time to Tabletop, that's Jim. He has not only given his time and his efforts behind the scenes for even when we started our education program. He was one of the very first people to sit down at a tap room with me and Lucy Zhang, who is our CFO of Pull Up a Chair, Foundation years ago about getting our RPGs and our tabletop stuff into the education program. It was me, him, and Lucy. So he's been a huge supporter of that, not just financially, but emotionally, and just putting in the time and listen to me ramble about stuff that sometimes he gives a shit, but most of the time he's like, okay, sounds good.
Yay, Jim.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jim.
love that dude. So yeah. I think you guys
Still
have
can't
you
hear
guys have
about-
probably
about-
met him back and forth. It's all right. It's all right, Val. Just no audio.
But she's here. Yeah, it's like you're good. You're good.
We'll just
You know
look
what you're
at you.
saying. We're like, yeah. It's
We'll just talk at you.
We'll just stare at you. Talk about all the great things that you do.
Uh-huh. Well, we did announce, we were talking, not a full blown announcement, Valerie, but we did talk about the 4 podcasts that will be coming out on the network, and have a lot to do with you, of course, because you're the editor you'll end up being the editor of 3 of them, because one of them is yours. And then, of course, Off the Dice here, and it looks like you'll be the editor of the Drink Something, Say Something. And then, of course, for yours, and nod or shake your head, because it's how's that working out for you? Is that not what you're? Yeah, okay. So I did say it right. Okay, how's that working out for you? Is her podcast with one of her really good friends that she's known forever, and. The way I kind of presented it, Valerie, and you can't correct me if I'm wrong, but you can flip me off if I'm wrong.
I can reach her in Twitch.
So you could do that. But the whole idea is basically giving each other kind of life advice and just advice, and then checking back in and saying, hey, how'd that work out for you? And the way she kind of presented it was like, we really don't take each other's advice, but we love each other anyways. So I appreciated that, and she asked me if she could be part of the Pull Up a Chair broadcast network of the podcast network, and I was like, I kind of just assumed you are the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. I was like, what do you mean be part of it? It encompasses you as a being, because she is, and I'll give you kind of the stint of who Valerie is when it comes to the community here. She is the editor of Off the Dice. Looks like she's going to be the editor of our new the new podcast that's on the network, Drink Something, Say Something. She's also the lead instructor at Time to Tabletop. So she's the one that's actually reaching out to the schools, talking to the schools, and teaching the kids when we're in session. Not only that, but she's also, for our Time to Tabletop education, she's our social media specialist there too. So she makes sure that people are getting the information that will kind of help them if they want to use games or find a resource for games that will help their kids with social and emotional health. So all the things that we're talking about, when I was talking about Jim and Lucy when we started, good Lord, how far it's come and how far we still are going. And it's because of these people in this chat right here that we're still alive. I mean, otherwise I don't do anything by myself. So without you guys, it just wouldn't happen.
Get lost, man.
No, I do. I mean, no, I do. I call it the ping pong ball conversation. It's like if you throw like 5 ping pong balls into a square box, that's my thought process. So it's like, stop ping pong balling. Say it to my son all the time. I was like, dude, you're being a ping pong ball. And that is why. It's that thought just bounces around everywhere and really never goes anywhere. So you got to bounce it off people that are going to catch it and go, stupid.
Yeah,
Stupid.
it's like, ping pong ball.
Oh, let's work on that one. Stupid. Yeah, we need people like that in our lives. So,
Together we are all stronger.
yeah. So that's how I kind of presented you, Valerie, and what you've been up to, and basically saving the work that you're doing is keeping our company alive. That is verbatim. That's fact. That's fact. So, in all ways, shapes, and forms. So, yeah. I wish you could say something because I'd love to hear what you're up to and what games you're playing. And I don't see that you bleached your hair, so I don't.
Play Animal Crossing?
Get in there and type because she was presenting to me that her husband might be bleaching her hair and doing a video, and I was waiting for it. And
Skyrim, okay.
yeah, Skyrim.
Skyrim,
Oh, you got to
that's a
follow
good
her on Instagram. Not just her, but she has a
YouTube channel.
Skyrim account. Gosh dang it. What is it called? Valerie, put it in the chat. Whatever. Oh, yeah. The Skyrim Surveyor.
The Skyrim Surveyor.
Yes. If anybody's watching this, oh my God, you have to get in there and follow this.
I see it.
It's really cool. Like what she's doing with she's playing Skyrim. Okay, but she's like, oh, this is cool. Let's talk about this. And she talks about the game itself while she's playing and what she sees in the game. So I was like, this is super rad. So I really encourage people to follow that and check out what's going on in there. It's actually pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's not many video game Instagrams that I was like pay much attention to because I was like, okay, I've played that game. Oh, okay. But this one's like, it's a little bit more than that. There's a little bit more depth than just seeing some cool pictures. So I really enjoy it. So I know we were going to give the platform over to you. You're welcome. I saw your face. But
We'll have to tech support. Next
yeah, I
time.
mean, yeah, we'll do it before and then get you in here. We don't know when we're going to be back on. We're trying to keep this to an hour, so that we can. So Scooter will shut up.
Go back and play video games
and put away his ping pong balls.
or beer pong.
Or beer pong.
Yeah.
So who's got something else? Who wants to send us out here
I have
to
a
the
cat.
community?
Been luring her over here, and she finally came over. So
Oh, I was talking about this. I was in a meeting. Who was I talking to? Oh my God, I don't even remember.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know. I had so many meetings, and I was like, I've never had. I've been doing so many of these virtual meetings like this. I've never seen so many cats' buttholes more than now that I'm on Zoom and Skype.
that would be the one thing that you look at. You're always just like, oh my God.
No, I don't look at it. It's like it covers the whole screen. Like if you have a cat in your house and you're working from home and you're going, they're the ones that walk across your keyboards and then they walk right towards their owner. And what do you see? You see nothing but a cat butthole.
The business ends. That's what you see.
Jeez, I'm sitting there like, I've seen so many lately in the meetings that I've been having, and I was like, dude, it's hilarious.
That's how cats are want to interrupt anything that their human is doing.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. It's like children. Same thing. If you're on the phone, guaranteed your kids are going to ask you a question. That's just how it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Mariah, if you don't do that. But
Nah, she texts it, or she puts it in the Amazon cart. Those are the two things she goes like.
Subtle.
She'll put it in the
Very
Amazon cart.
Very smart. I like that.
Right, so what are you drinking?
Me?
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon. It's
Okay.
half. What was it? Half Blue Moon, half Guinness.
Okay.
Oh,
Alex
that sounds
snuck
good.
in and gave it to me.
Oh, he didn't sneak in. He came in like
He
paddling.
covered the screen because he did not want to be.
I know. He's like, he came in paddling.
Yeah.
I was like, I know who that is.
No. Yeah. But yeah, it looks really pretty.
Yeah,
It really does. That's crazy. Because we used to, we love Guinness, of course. And then we used to be Blue Moon drinkers a while back.
It's cheap and it's not bad.
No, we've always liked it.
But we have so many local breweries.
We're so
So many.
freaking bougie and fancy now.
So many good ones.
Good God.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, if
All the fun stuff.
we're gonna bid this stream adieu.
And
And
next time we'll plan on playing a game.
yeah, we'll come up with some ideas. We'll come up with whatever days if we want to do this on a consistent basis, or if you just want to keep checking out our social media in case we just pop up.
Love the lurkers. Love the lurkers.
I know.
Larkin.
She's put it in there. Polka Dot Fox, which is Valerie. She's what games we were talking about doing some of the Jackbox games, or maybe even doing a beer pong.
Virtual
Over
beer pong.
virtual kind of, well, you can't, you got to drink real beer though.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah.
Virtual beer. This is bullshit.
So we're thinking about setting something up there. I'll see if I can ask some of the people there in the community if they wanted to join. Maybe if we wanted to do a separate stream for that type of thing,
I'm in.
which would be kind of fun because we do know people that drink beer.
Few.
Just a few. So yeah, let's keep talking. We'll have a little get together maybe this week and find out when we're going to do this again, and then go from
Yeah,
there.
man.
I love it. I love all you people.
I love you too. What? Who's got a parting mantra? Anybody? I know Valerie. You'd have to type it in.
Parting mantra. Ooh,
It's-
putting me on the spot.
That's all I know how to do.
Keep eating.
Put people on the spot.
You should. I mean, the notes I have here. I don't think I used any of them. That's just
You
who I
had
am.
notes? There
Sort
were
of.
notes?
I put YouTube podcast network. That's my
The
notes.
best kinds of notes.
And then I put VRMISMA. That's all your guys' beginning initial, and then I mean they're bad. That was just to have this, because I usually don't do notes because I know what I like to talk about, and
You're winging it.
I feel like if you read
Oh,
stuff off a
winging
piece
it.
of paper, it's kind of silly.
How about be the good?
Be the
the
good.
good.
Just be the good.
I'm okay with this. I love
Yeah.
this. Okay.
on.
Well, as we sign out, be the good,
Be the good.
everybody.
Thank you.
We'll see you very soon.
Thank you.
Guys.
Bye, everybody in chat. Bye, Sean. Bye,
Hey, all
Jim.
that.
Love ya.
Bye, Jim. Bye, everybody.